It started as a protest over fuel subsidies. It became a popular uprising against the generals and their policy of oppression. Throughout Myanmar, hundreds of thousands of people took to the streets calling for freedom and democracy. Such gatherings hadn't been seen here for nearly 20 years. The focal point was the former capital, Yangon. At one stage, 100,000 people demonstrated here, and their leaders were the monks, men of peace.
Many longtime listeners know that our podcast platform was initially focused on interviews about the many spiritual paths that Myanmar offers meditators and monastics. But when the coup hit, we couldn't in good conscience continue to tell those stories with many monastic sites on fire or occupied by soldiers, and the Burmese people living under the military's reign of terror. So we expanded our mission to cover a wider range of post-coup Myanmar stories. Still, some guests have a unique insight into both the intersection of the spiritual with the worldly, allowing a deeper understanding of both planes. Today's guest squarely fits in that category, as you will soon hear. Let's get to that interview now. For this episode of Inside Myanmar podcast, we're joined by Gambira, who was one of the monks who led the Saffron Revolution in 2007. And we're going to learn a bit about his role in that and more about that protest period in Myanmar history, as well as his own life story before and after. So, Gambira, thanks so much for taking the time to join us and chat today.
Yes. It's okay, yeah.
Right. So I know a bit about your biography, and I know that your early childhood played a big role in what would happen later when you were a monk during 2007. So let's start at the beginning. Can you tell us about where you're from in Myanmar and your early childhood years and some of the important things that happened in your childhood?
Oh, okay. My childhood, I was born in Pao Township. Pao Township is Middle Burma, Central Burma, Magui Division, Bokogu districts. Yeah, Pao Township.
Mm-hmm.
I was born in Pao Township. Yeah, and then I attend the class, childhood class. Yeah, basic education, as primary school, and then I began a Chinese soldier. Yeah, I became a Chinese soldier. Yes.
Tell us about that experience. How did you become a child soldier? Were you taken, and how long did you spend? And as far as you're comfortable sharing, what happened in those years?
About Chinese soldier. At the time, I was grade 6 at the school, and in my house, my father, he angry at me, and he beat me. He scolded me. So I'm very upset, and I angry at him. So I'm going to do the soldier camp. Yeah, and then they bring me to the Chinese soldier camp. Yeah, soldier training camp. Yeah.
So you taken or kidnapped by the military, or did you run away from your family to join?
Yeah. I ran away from my family. Yeah, I ran away from my family, and I went to the military. Yeah.
So you ran away from your family when you were in 6th grade and you joined the Tamada, basically.
Yeah. At that time, I
Mm.
was 13 years old. Yeah.
So tell us about that experience.
Yeah. And then I became a Chinese soldier. Yeah, 1992. Yeah, 1992. Yeah, and then I got the training, soldier training, shooting the gun, rifle, etc. And then I was at the soldier training camp, and I don't like their punishment style. So I ran away from the soldier training camp, and I became a novice. Yeah,
And how many years were you a child soldier?
about 6 years or 6 months or 6 months, not years, months. About
6
6
months.
months.
And were you only in training, or did you also see combat?
Training is about 4 months. Yeah, before training, I was in the camp, called it new soldier collecting camp. Yeah, about 2 months, and then they sent me to the soldier training camp. 4 months, totally 6 months. Yeah.
And you were being trained only with other children, or were you being trained with adults as well?
At the time, yeah, I was trained, yeah, about the rifles and then about the fighting, attacking, yeah.
And the other people you were with as you were being trained, were they children, or were they adults you were training with?
Totally 250 soldier training camp. So new soldier trainers, 250. In the 250 soldiers, new soldiers, about 40 soldiers are 40 soldiers are the Chinese soldiers.
I see. Right. So then after 6 months, you ran away, this time from the military, and you ran into a monastery to become a monk. So tell us about that experience.
Oh yeah, I ran away to the I ran away from the soldier training camp, and I hide in a village near Bakogu. Yeah, near Bakogu township, and then I went to the I went to a novice, not monk. Novice means small monk. Yeah, I want to be a novice. So I asked my mother. My mother was living in the Bao township. Yeah. So my mother came to me, visit to me, and then she said yes. She said yes. So I became a novice in Bukogu.
Right. So tell us a bit about your novice years. How long were you there, and what did you do?
I was novice and 13 years old to uh, 13, 14, 15, 16 years old, 15 years old. Yeah. And uh, my brother told me, please disrobe because we are busy in the house. Help us in the house. So I disrobe. Yeah, I disrobe. And 18 years old, I became a novice again. And I became a monk in 20 years old. Yeah.
And how was your experience being a novice? What did you do during your days as a novice?
I learned the teachings of the Buddha every day. I learn the teachings of the Buddha every day, and I meditate and I chant. Yeah, yeah, and I learn about loving kindness, metta, and I learn about meditation.
And Bukoku is a famous place in Myanmar for Buddhist scholarship. There are many monasteries that are very famous for for monks who are very knowledgeable in the scriptures. Is that right?
Yeah, it's right. Yeah, Kogu is very famous township. Yeah, about the monks.
So did you the pariyati, the learning that you did as a monk and studying? Did you have access to very qualified and very famous teachers because you were in Bukoku.
Yeah. I like learning the teachings of Buddha.
And you say you also practice meditation. What was there a certain lineage of meditation you practice, like Mahasi or Sunlun or Mogok or these other teachers? What style of meditation did you practice?
I'm teaching. I learning that meditation. It was not Mahasi and Mogul. It is the teachings of Buddha. Teachings of Buddha. The book. Yeah, the books. And then I learned after that. I learned Mogul Vipassana meditation, and then I learned about Mahasi Vipassana meditation. Yeah, two meditation method.
So you practice two meditation methods, Mogok and Mahasi, basically.
Yeah, Mogul and Mahasi, yeah.
And you also practice metta, and this is an important part of your story for what would happen later in how you used metta. But tell us about how you practiced metta, how you learned metta, and how you understood metta as a novice when you were first studying this.
Oh, yeah. Metta Burma Vihara. Metta Burma Vihara. It is including in the teachings of Buddha. Yeah. So we learn about Metta. We learn about Brahma Vihara. Metta, Karuna, Mudita, Ubeka. Yeah. Metta, Dhamma, and peace. Yeah. So we learn about Metta. So we don't need to learn separately. If we learn the teachings of Buddha, we already learn Metta.
Right. And so of all these different parts of your monastic experience, learning metta, learning the scriptures, practicing meditation, going on alms rounds, learning just being following the discipline of the monastic life as you were a novice and in these years before you went back to your family, what part of being a novice did you like the most?
I like the novel hooks. Yeah, I like the novel hooks. Yeah, because I can meditate every day. I can chant every day, and then I don't need to complicate it. I don't need to confuse about the family life. Yes, so I like novel hooks. Yeah.
What did you like about chanting?
Chanting made me peaceful. Yeah, chanting. I chant about soldiers. I chant the some soldiers every day.
And what was your favorite sutta?
My favorite soda is Metta sodas and Yarana sodas, Mangala sodas, 3 sodas. Mangala soda, Yarana soda, Metta soda.
And why do you like these? Why are these your favorite?
Because Mangala soda is teach Mangala soda taught us about how to live with the people, how to live with the Franks, how to live with the neighbors, good life as a good life. Yeah, and then how to meditate, how to sharing love and kindness. So I like those sodas.
So you saw this as like a practical guide of how to live in the world.
Yeah. I got the practice. Yeah, my teacher monks, my master monks, Yada Dhamma, he taught me a lot every day, every night, day and night.
Right. That's wonderful. Can you chant for 1 minute? Can you choose one sutta or one part of a sutta which you really like and is a sutta you used to chant very often? And can you chant for us for just a minute?
Yeah, I can chant. Yeah. Okay. Karaniya Mata Kudale Na Yanda Dandan Bara Abhitamisa the Go Uzu Satu Sa Duaso Sata Muru Nadi Mani Dando the Gosa Dubarosa Abba Gaisosa Dan Lahuga Odi Dandiniosa Nibagosa Abba Gabo Gule Dua Nanu Gaido Nasa Kura Masri Gainsi Ye Na when you bre Uba Oreo Dukinoa Kemino Hondo, Tabadada, Bondo, Dukidada.
Thank you. Can you tell us the meaning of that?
Meaning that meaning is all entire universe, all the uh, all the people, uh, all the all the people, entire at the in the entire universe, they become free from the may they free from suffering, may they free from uh, mental suffering, physical suffering. Uh, may they take care of themselves. Yeah, like that.
Great. Thank you for that. And so picking back on your story, you had talked about how you were a novice for a couple years, but then you had to disrobe and go and help your family because they were in hardship, and then you decided to become a full bhikkhu, a full monk, when you were 20, which is 20 is the earliest age that one can become a monk. Before that, one is a novice. So why did you decide to go back into the sangha and become a full bhikkhu when you were 20?
Because I like manhood. I like manhood. I actually I didn't want to disrobe my brother, my older brother. He requests me to disrobe, so I disrobe at the 15 years old. So, but even I disrobe, I wanted to become a novice and a monk again. So, 16 years old, 17 years old, 18 years old, I was a uh, lay young man. And then 18 years old, I became a novice again because I like novelhood. I like manhood. Novice hooks and manhoods made me peaceful life. Yeah, so I choose the novelhoods and my manhoods.
Right. Thanks for that. And backing up a little bit, in 1988, in the protest and democracy movement in 1988, you would have been just, I think, 8 years old or so. Do you remember anything from what was happening in 1988 when you were a child? Were you aware of what was happening?
Oh yeah, at that time, 1988, at that time, I was a child. I was a child, and uh, my father is the leaders of the Baodongxie. He is the protest leader, and then my mother also the protest leader. And then my father speech uh, among the people, and then we marching. I was a child, but I also walking into the marching. Yeah, even I was a child. Yeah, I didn't know the day. I
Mhm.
didn't know. Yeah, I didn't know a lot about the politics at that time. But I want to cooperate with them. Yeah, I like them. I like cooperate with them. So I working with them, and then my mother cook many food for the protester. Sitting sit down protest on the road. Many people, many people are on the road. They are sitting down. So my mother, her friends, her members, they got a lot of books, and then we, um, me and my brothers and sisters and my neighbors' children, my neighbor children, we bring the food, and then we give the sit in protester. Yeah, we gave the food to the sit down protester on the roads. Yeah, every day at that time.
That's quite something to hear because knowing that in just a couple decades you would become one of the leaders of the Saffron Revolution, which was one of the most significant protest movements in Myanmar and recent Myanmar history. And you're describing as an 8-year-old that your parents are basically democracy leaders in your rural community. and your mom is cooking for all these protesters who are sitting and standing on the street. Your dad is making speeches, and as an 8-year-old, you're going and delivering this food to the people that are standing against the military in 1988. So, as a child, how did you understand this? Did you have any real understanding of what they were protesting for, or what they were unhappy with, or what they were trying to achieve? What was your understanding of the movement at the time?
I did not understand very deeply. I did not understand a lot, but I understand a little bit because at that time I was a child. Yeah, I was a child, about 9 years old, 8 years old or 9 years old. Yeah, so I did not understand detail. I did not understand deeply, but I understand about the protest. The people, why the people protest to the government? Yeah, because the government made many mistake. So the people protest to the government every day. So I learn about the politics a little bit in my childhood. Yeah, not a lot.
And I have to ask, it seems kind of ironic that you came from a family that was very anti-military, anti-government, and which was a military government at the time, and pro-democracy, and yet some years later you would leave your family and actually join the military that your family was protesting. Was that a hard decision for you to join this organization that your family had been against your whole childhood?
Oh, not 15 years old at that time. At that time, 12 years old.
12 years old, right, 12 years
12
old.
years old and 13 years old, yeah. Yeah, at that time, childhood time, yeah, no, not teenager, even not teenager, yeah.
Right. But what I'm saying is, when you were 12 years old, you basically joined the enemy. You left your family,
Yeah.
and you joined the group that your family was against. So was that a hard decision?
Yeah, I know that. I contact to the enemy. Yes, yeah. It's my family's enemy, my people enemy. Yeah. But I had no choice at that time. Uh, I didn't. I could not go to my relatives' houses because if I went to my relatives' houses, my father will pick me up into our house again, and then he will beat me. So I had no choice. So I went to the soldier training camp.
Right, I see. Okay, so let's get back on your journey. And so then you become a bhikkhu, a full monk, and tell us a bit about your life once you became a bhikkhu, and where you were, what you were doing, what your daily life was like then.
I became a novice again, 18 years old, novice, and then and after 2 years, 20 years old, I became a monk. Yeah, and since 18 years old, I novice who I learn about the teachings of Buddha, and I went to I answer the how to say that examination, monk examination, even since 18 years old, 19 years old, yeah, in Yangon at that time in Yangon, and then 20 years, in 20 years old, I became a monk. Yeah, I learned, I learned the teachings of Buddha continuously. 20 years old, 21 years old, 22 years old. Yeah.
Right, and this is sometime before 2007. I mean, 2007 was the really big year that a lot of things happened. But before we get into 2007, before we talk about this time, which was so significant, tell us a bit more just about what you were doing as a monk, how you were, where you were living, how you were spending your days, what you were focusing on, and just the monk's life.
Oh yeah. Uh, 18 years old novelhood. I was living in Monastery in Legu Township in Yangon. Yeah, I learned the teachings of Buddha, 18 years old noble hooks. And then 19 years old, same monastery, Yanabima Monastery. We call it Ngaraji Monastery in Legu Township, Yango. Yeah, and then 20 years old, I became a monk in the Yanabima Monastery. Yeah. Uh, and then 21 years old, I changed another monastery. And that monastery is Insenyama Monastery. Yeah. Nowadays, that monastery is very famous monastery, very famous name. A very famous monastery, Insenyama Monastery is Mavata Monastery. Yeah. I changed to the Insenyama Monastery, 21 years old. And then 22 years old, I changed to the Mahabodhi Monastery in Aori Division, Mauven Township. And then 23 years old, I changed to the Shegu Monastery in Bakogu again. And that monastery is my childhood monastery, childhood novice monastery again in Bakogu. Yeah. And then 24 years old, studying I start working in the underground politics working.
How did you get involved in that? What exactly were you doing underground, and what led to your initial involvement?
At the time, I changed to the Yangon again in 2004 from Bokogu. From Bokogu to Yangon, I changed to the Yangon again. And my oldest brother was underground leader, underground politics leader. So he requested me to help him. So my oldest brother name is Ong Jojo. He requests me to help him. Please help us about our underground working. So I help them. They make the meeting, secret meeting in my monasteries. Yeah, they hide the documents, books, BCD, CD, and etc. They hide in my monastery. So I help them a lot. And then my brother said, "Please, uh, can you become a UG member, underground member?" I said yes, and then I I visit to mess hall. I visit to mess hall, and then I attend the underground organization workshops. Yeah, and then I became an underground member. 2004 June.
And what kinds of things were you learning in those trainings?
It is underground workshop. There is a political defiance. Political defiance theory, PT theory. Political defiance it is the Dr. Jinsha. You know Dr. Jinsha.
I don't know.
Yeah, Jinsha is very famous. He wrote about non-violence. He wrote about non-violence method. Yeah, we call it political defiance method theory. Yeah, political defiance theory. It is actually it is Mahatma Gandhi's methods. Ahimsa, truth and agraha. Yeah, and then Dr. Jinsha wrote about the non-violent method. Yeah, it's called political defiance theory. Yeah, we learn about political defiance theory, BT theory, and then CO theory. CO is community organization workshop, and then leadership workshop, and then human rights workshop. Yeah, I learned that in Mesa.
And were there many other monks who were in this training, and other monks who were part of the underground?
No, at that time, no many other monks. At that time, monks were just only me. Yeah, in Mesa. Others are lay monks and lay monks. Yeah, at the time, just only one monk in mess hall. Me, just only me. Yeah, and then the mess hall leaders. Yeah, mess hall leader Gomenai in mess hall. He is a leader. He said. He said, "Can you organize the monks and nuns inside Burma, and then can you found the monk organization, underground monk organization, underground nun organizations inside Burma?" He asked me. I think deeply about that, and then finally I said yes. I said yes. So Kumenai, he already died. He died already about 6 years already.
Mm-hmm.
He passed away. Kumenai, yeah, he support me a lot. Kumenai and then Gojotet and Kumenai gave me donate me a lot of money to found the underground monks and underground nuns organizations in Burma. Yeah.
Right. So this is a huge task. I mean, you are the only monk who was a member of a growing resistance movement.
Yeah.
Actually, I wouldn't even say growing because we're talking 2004. So 2004, the military is in full control. They are fighting the ethnic areas. I believe Aung San Suu Kyi is still under house arrest at this time. And
Yeah. At that time, she was house arrest. Yeah.
right, there's no real even glimmer of hope. It's a very tight police authoritarian state at the time, and you within this environment, you're taking on this courageous and very dangerous mission
Yeah.
of trying to organize resistance among the
Yeah.
monastic network to be able to support for human rights and democracy. So how did and you're alone in doing this. I mean, you're the only monk who is a member of these underground groups. So how did you even start to begin recruiting secretly, carefully, cautiously? How did you even start the process of recruiting monks and nuns to join your new underground movement?
Yeah, it is very difficult for me. Yeah. Yes, exactly. It's very, very difficult for me at the time in Burma. Yeah. Some friends of mine, they already interesting about politics. The monks, the nuns, some friends of mine, monks and nuns. Yeah. They are my classmates.
Mm-hmm.
They are my classmates. Yeah. They already interesting about politics, but they don't know about underground working. So I met them. And I explained them about underground uh, organizations. And I told them we were from underground monks and nuns organizations in Burma. They agree with me. They agree me. They agree with me. They agree with me. So we found the underground monk and nuns organizations in Burma. Yeah.
This is called the All Burma Monks Association. I think the group that you set up.
Yeah, at first it was not Obama monks and nuns unions organization. At the time, at first, a small group. Yeah, it was small group. Uh, Young monks union, Yangon. Young monks, young monks union, Mandalay. Young monks union, Bago, like that. And then Sangha Duda. Sangha Duda organization, Yangon, Sangha Duda organization, Mandalay, Sangha Duda organization, Bakogu, Sangha Duda organization, Jiao Brown, etc. Yeah, like that. Small groups. Yeah.
So how fast was this growing? Because you're going from one monk is in the resistance to one monk and his friends, and then one monk and his friends and their friends of friends,
Yeah.
and it starts growing. So this is 2004 when you're starting, so we're still 3 years away from the Saffron Revolution
Yeah.
taking place.
Yes.
What was the growth rate of your activity in recruiting new members?
Yeah. I could spend money a lot from my donor, Gomenai, from Mesa, Gomenai, Gojote. They support me a lot. So I could go to the travel for organization, yeah, a lot, all around Burma. So I went to township, cities, no village, and then I organized them. Yeah, I organized them. They like it. They like my organization. Organized. They like my discussion. So we began the small man group, small non group, underground groups. Yeah, we began.
Mm. What numbers do you think we're talking about? Like after 2005, 2006, how many members would you say you had?
2005, 2006, at that time, about 700 or
Oh, wow.
800, 900. Yeah. Yeah.
Uh-huh. And, and when you were then recruiting them into this organization, what kinds of activities were you doing once they joined?
We, and then after the member, after an underground monks and members, I bring them to Mesa, and then they learn about the political defiance theory. They learn about CO theory. They learn about human rights theory. They learn about leadership training. Yeah, and then we make the activities. We made the how to say journals magazine, underground monks journal, underground monks magazine. Yeah, and then we publish secretly. Yeah, yeah, from Yangon, Mandalay, Chao Brown, Bokoku, etc. Yeah, like that.
Were there any other activities you were doing?
Yeah, and then another activity is we make the stickers, and on sticker, for example, we don't like dictatorship. Yeah, I don't like dictatorship. Yeah, and then uh, we stick the sticker on the bull, on the road. Yeah, and then on the wall. Yeah, and then start dictatorship like that. The stickers, we put the sticker, and then we make the underground magazine, underground journals, and then we make the CD, yeah, underground underground VCD. We publish, we distribute and publish.
What is
Yeah.
on the CD?
The CDs are the VCD are about the non-violent movement win countries. For example, about Chile, India, Chile, India, Poland, or Serbia, like that. We that movies are on DVB, Democratic Voice of Burma. They uh, they show the television. So we took the VCD from Mesa, about Chile, about India Gandhi, about Savias, Odobo, about Poland, yeah, like that. So and then we make the copy, a lot of copy, many copies VCD, yeah, and then we distribute about that. We distribute the VCD among the monks and nuns groups all around Burma, yeah.
Right. Is there, at this point, this is still before the Saffron Revolution, and
Yeah.
this is obviously very dangerous, but is there, were there moments where monks and nuns who were involved in this activity, did the authorities and the military learn what was happening a little bit? Did they start to arrest people or harm people, or how knowledgeable were they of what you were doing in these years, and how much were they cracking down and arresting people?
Yeah. At first, we don't know the monks and the nuns. We don't know about how to make the products, how to make the strikes. Yeah. And we don't know about non-violence movement. What is violent movement? What is violent riot? What is non-violent movement? Yeah, we don't know. We did not know. We did not know about that detail. But after that, after the attending the political defiance theory, the monks and nuns already know about non-violence movement. Non-violence movement is very good. We are monks and nuns. We can do the non-violence movement. They know that detail. So we like non-violence movement. So we try. We uh, we wrote on the newspaper, underground newspaper, underground journal, underground magazine about non-violent movement. Non-violent movement is not against with the teachings of Buddha. We can do non-violence movement, and then we distribute, we publish the underground journals, magazines. So many people, many monks and nuns knowing about non-violence movement. Yeah, so they like non-violence movements, and then they chant the Metta Sutta every full moon day, every month. Yeah, they collect together, they make together secret meeting. They make the secret meeting, and then they chant the Metta Sutta together. Yeah, and then they discuss about non-violent movement. Yeah, all around Burma. Yeah, my members. Yeah.
So you're connecting democracy and human rights and nonviolent protest with Buddhism and with the teachings of the Buddha, and you're making a connection between these two concepts.
Yeah, the teachings of Buddha's non-violent movement, political defiance theory, they are very connection together. Yes, because Buddha don't like violent. Yeah, Buddha don't like violent. In the teachings of non-violent movement method, we can do the non-violent activities. Yeah, it's like the teachings of Buddha. So we like the non-violent movements. Yeah.
Right. And so then, as you're doing all of this work, does the military know what you're doing before 2007? Are they arresting members of your network, or are you still in secrecy?
No, before 2007, nobody, my underground monks and nuns, nobody were arrested. Nobody were arrested. Yeah, because we make the very secretly meetings. Yeah, and then we didn't meet each other a lot. For example, from Mandalay monks to Yangon monks, they don't meet each other because I got out Mandalay monk underground group and then Yangon monk underground group. I did not connect together with them because if Yangon monk group if Yangon Man group arrested, will be arrested. Manly Man group also will be arrested. So I know that. So I cut off between them. I don't contact with Manly group and Yangon group. I don't contact with Manly group and Bokogu group. I don't contact with the Manly group and Bokogu group like that. I cut with them.
So you're the only one who knows all the networks and everyone involved.
Not just me. 7 months. Me and another 6 months. Yeah. We 7 know all of them. Yeah.
I'm thinking about the Myanmar democracy movement, going from Ne Win had the coup in 1962, of course, in 1974 with U Thant's body, there was another protest, and then 88 is the famous one. And I'm thinking back on these protest movements and wondering about the involvement of monks and nuns. I don't recall off the top of my head how many monks and nuns are really involved. I do remember pictures from 1988 of seeing that there were monks who came on the street, but I don't know about actual monastic leaders who were doing something.
No. I am not the first leader. I'm not the first leader against the military in Burma. The 1980, 1990, Uyewada, U Maginda, Uzotika, yeah, they are very famous leaders. Yeah, also as well. Yeah, they Uyewada already died. He passed away. Yeah, after he released from prison, after 3 months, he released from prison. After 3 months, he died. Yeah, Uyewada. Yeah, he is very famous. Protest leader monks. Yeah.
Right. I see. Okay. So I think we're now at a place where we can understand the events leading up to 2007. So prior to 2007, you're doing a lot of underground activity. You're doing trainings and distributing information and learning nonviolent tactics. You're publishing newsletters and CDs, all this activity, but this is a very small group of underground monks and nuns that the military doesn't know about. But then everything changes in 2007, and you become not just nationally famous, but internationally famous for the role and the leadership that you took on. So tell us what happened in 2007 that set in motion the events that we now call the Saffron Revolution.
Oh yeah. In fact, the monks and the nuns already trying to make a revolution, but we didn't have spark to make a revolution. We need spark. Spark. Yeah, we didn't find a spark. So we just learning, and then we just meeting, and then we just underground meeting, underground sending each other underground journals, sending each other underground BCD, CT stickers like that. Yeah. We spent the times at the time, 2006 or 2005, 2006. Yeah. And then earlier 2007, yeah, the Myanmar political situation began a little bit move. Yeah. Move. Not stability at that time. Yeah. Some political activists, for example, the famous political activist, his name Go Tenjo, and then only one on them. Yeah, they make the strikes on the road. Yeah, so a little bit move political situations in Burma. So we know that. So and then 2007 August, the military government in Burma, they up the price about petrol. Yeah, petrol. They up a lot of price about petrol. So many people are very difficult to live life to live in Burma. Very difficult. So strikes, small strike began in Burma. Yeah. Or in Yangon, a little small strike. In Manila, small strike. Yeah. And but the military government arrest them. So strike are finished. The strikes are finished. The protests are finished. So at the time, we saw that it is spark. Yeah, we saw that this is spark. We have to do the big protest, the big revolution, the big strikes. We should do that. The monks, we discuss each other about that. And then 2007 September 5. September 2007 September 5. 5th September 2007 in Bokogu, the monk, Bokogu underground monk, they marching on the road. Yeah, they marching on the road. The monk group, they marching on the road. And then the military and the police, the armies and police, they arrest the armies and police arrest the monks, and then they hit the monks. They kick the monk. Yeah, they beat the monk with the rifles. Yeah, so it is spark for us. So we try to be the Patanikusna Gamma all around Burma and all around the art, all around the world about the Patanikusna Gamma.
Were you involved with the Bukoku monks who decided to take to the streets?
Yeah, I contact with them, Bokogu monks, before before September. August, I contact with them with the poll. At the time, we don't have good internet in Burma. Just phone line. We use the phone. So I contact with them with the phone. Yeah, and then they agree with me. They were marching. They were march, and then they marching, and then they was beaten. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this is such an act of courageous nonviolence. I mean, this does remind me of things you hear about the marches that Gandhi would lead, where you're going out into the street and you're not going to harm anyone else, and yet you know that very serious harm could come to you. This takes tremendous courage to be able to go through with.
Yes. It is non-violent movement in Bokogu. Yeah, they don't have the stick. They don't have the knife. The monks, the monks group, they marching. They don't have stick. They don't have knife. They don't have the weapons. Yeah, they don't hold anything. Just marching. Just marching.
What were they doing when they were marching? Did they have signs? Were they chanting? Were they speaking?
Yeah, they had sign. Yeah, they had sign. They had sign. To we want to be low price of the we want to be low price of the petrol. The slogan the sign is
Mm.
the sign is we want to be low price of the petrol. Yeah, and then they chant about Metta Soda.
They were also chanting Metta Sutta, yeah. And so then after they get harassed, assaulted, beaten up by the military, then you decide to, instead of walking away and trying to hide, you decide to go the other way. You decide to come out of the dark, come out of hiding, out of secrecy, and to show your faces and speak your message and really try, as you've said in this interview, be the spark. So tell us about what happened next after Bukoku.
Oh yeah, in Bukoku, yes, 3 months were arrested from the monk group. Yeah, product groups, monk product groups. From the monk product groups, 3 monks were arrested. Other monks were released. Yeah, 3 months were beaten, kicked, and then arrested. So we decide to make the Patanekuzna Gama. Yeah, Patanekuzna Gama. And at that time, I was in Yangon. And I suddenly, I want to, I travel to Mandalay quickly one night. Yeah, because I have to do the bid meeting. Bid meeting in Mandalay about the protest. So we decide in the meeting about Bukoku monk. We decided to do the Patanekuzna to the military government in Burma. Yeah.
And tell us what that means.
Patanekuzna is according to teachings of Buddha. Yeah. If one layman, somebody layman beat or kick or scold or swear to the monk. Yeah. So we have to the monks have to punishment make the punishment to the layman. Yeah. It's called Patanekuzna.
It's where they turn the alms bowl upside down and refuse to accept alms, which give merit to the donor. Is that right?
Yeah.
Right. So you called on monks to turn their alms bowl upside down and not accept money from the military. Is that correct?
Yeah.
And how did that go?
Yeah, we made we announced the statement. We announced the statement from the media. Yeah, radio. At the time, many people are listening to the radio every day, every night in Burma. Yeah, we don't have good internet at the time in 2007. So we made the meeting in Burma, and then we made the meeting in Mandalay, and then we found the All Burma Monk Unions Alliance. Yeah, we found the All Burma Monks Union Alliance, and then we announced, we against the military government. We will make the Patanekuzna if military government would not apologize to the Peter monks. Yeah, we announced like that. Yeah.
And I know for many Burmese Buddhists that I've talked to have said that they never thought that they would ever live to see a day where the military would beat a monk. They couldn't imagine that taking place. Did that surprise you that these monks in Bukoku were beaten by the military, or did that not surprise you?
Yeah, it's very surprising for me. Yeah, I'm very surprised about that. Yeah. Oh, I did not know the military government, the army, the police, they would not why rude like that. I thought like that before, but the police, the military, the police, the army, they are very rude. They are very wide. Yeah, it made me surprised about that. Yeah.
This might be a silly question, or it might be a question that's impossible to answer, but I'm wondering your thoughts on it. Why would Buddhist soldiers in the military physically beat a monk, knowing the karma and the consequences they would have for doing such an unskillful and bad action?
Or consequence.
Yeah, right. Consequence, the karma, the cause and effect. Why would a Buddhist soldier beat a monk knowing how much he's going to suffer for doing that?
Actually, they don't believe about Buddhism. Yeah, they don't believe about Buddhism. They believe just the interest. Yeah, they believe about the interest, power. Yeah, interest and power. Yeah, uh, they don't care about Buddhism, religion. They don't care about religion.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Right. And so take us what happens next. And so you at this point, you have issued a public statement to national and international media asking for an apology. And how does the military respond? And then what do you do after that?
Yeah, we announced, actually I announced 9 September 2007. Yeah, and then we announced that. We announced the statement to the military government, Burma military government. Yes, it's in VOA, BBC, RFA, DVB. Yeah, and some international medias. Yeah, military government would know about that already, because of they will listen about that, but they did not respond anything. So we decide, okay, they don't respond anything. They don't respond. So we decide. We were, but we were do better and then we will make the marching. We will do the marching. We will march on the road all around Burma. Yeah, monks groups all around Burma, and then we do that. 17 September. We start 17 September 2007. Yeah.
And I just want to highlight to the audience how spectacular and extraordinary this moment is, because you're looking at 2007. There has not really been any cracks or anything really pushing against the military regime since 1988. So that's 20 years where there's been almost no activity. And this activity is led by monks and nuns, and it is a response to monks being beaten. So in this very closed and brutal dictatorship run by the military, suddenly for people that are looking on the streets, people that are outside of Myanmar and picking out and looking at the newspapers or looking online, suddenly they're seeing almost out of nowhere the streets are filled with monks and nuns that are protesting the military regime. And I think the way you describe it here, you describe your 3 years of underground movement leading up to this moment. So this makes sense that you were running these underground networks and undergoing political training and waiting for a spark, and this was the spark. I think for people that were watching this, or even people in the country that didn't know about these underground networks, it was really something unusual and spectacular and surprising to see the streets of a military dictatorship filled with monks and nuns chanting the Metta Sutta, wishing for all beings to be happy and peaceful, and calling on the military regime to change. So what do you remember of the reaction in Myanmar at the time of seeing these protests start to come out?
Yeah, I remember a lot about that events. Yeah.
Tell us. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot. I remember a lot at that time, at that days. Yeah, at that days, I was in Mandalay. I was in Mandalay. I arrived in Mandalay, and I made them meeting every day, every night, with the monks, with the nuns. Yeah, in Mandalay, and then I answered the interview with the. I answered the interview from the radio stations. Yeah, BBC, VOA, DVB, RFA. Yeah, at that days.
Right. And what else do you remember from those protest movements? Can you walk us through those days where you have hundreds and then thousands of monastics in the streets? What else can you tell us about the protests as they were forming?
Yeah. Many monks and nuns and lay people, brothers on the roads, each cities, each townships, in Burma at that time, yes, hundreds and thousands monks and nuns and lay peoples, group.
And what was happening? What was the environment or the energy like in the streets? Take us into the streets and tell us what the experience was like.
Oh yeah, first days, it was okay. Uh, the military, uh, the military soldiers, police, they didn't, uh, they didn't annoy the people, the brothers, but 26 September, 26 September, 26, 27, 28 September. These 3 days. The military soldiers and police and military soldier, they shoot they shoot to the Protestant monks, nuns, novices, and lay people with the real bullets on the roads in Yangon, Mandalay. Yeah. And then they arrest, they beat the monks, nun, novices, lay people with the sticks, and then they arrest them a lot. Many Protestant monks, nun, novices, lay people were arrested in 2007, September 27, 28. Yeah.
And so would you
On the road, yeah.
Right. So would you say that the Saffron Revolution ended because they started beating and arresting the monks and nuns? Is that what ended the Saffron Revolution?
Yeah.
So there are some journalists and academics who have made the argument that the military did not actually kill any monks or nuns, that this is something that the democracy movement has fabricated and made up to try to get sympathy, but that there is actually no evidence that any monk or nun was killed by the military. This is an opinion by some journalists and academics. It's certainly not the majority of opinions, but it is an opinion that is out there by some people who write about the Saffron Revolution. So, as someone who was so involved in it, can you share your version of what happened? Can you respond to this claim that no monk or nun was actually killed by the military during the Saffron Revolution?
No. Monks and nuns, some monks and nuns were dead, were killed by the military in 2007. Yeah. Totally about, I think, 200 or 200, over 200. Yeah.
Right. So can you, from your involvement with that, can you say with certainty that you witnessed or you heard or it was reported that specific monks and nuns were killed by the military in specific places on a specific day, and you know this to be a fact?
Yeah, we lost our members. Yeah. After finish the revolution, and we lost our member. We didn't see them anymore. Why? Yeah, because they passed away. They were killed. The monks, nuns. Yeah, they could not come back to the monasteries.
And I know that there is independent documentation backing this up, but I wanted to get you on the record because
Yeah, they are disappeared. They disappeared from the monastery.
Right. And I know that there is documentation that of the murders of monks and nuns and many eyewitness reports that are out there. But I wanted to make sure I got you on the record because there is this alternative revisionist story that's not just from people that are military supporters and Burmese, but even some foreign journalists and academics have written claiming that no monks and nuns were actually harmed. And this is something that is not true, that's being promoted by the democracy movement to get sympathy. And so I just want to make sure that we respond to that with your firsthand experiences.
Yeah.
So then after the Saffron Revolution basically ends because of the violence and the arrests of the monks and nuns, what happens to you? Where do you go, and what consequences do you face?
After the Saffron Revolution, I was arrested. Yeah, November 4th November 2007, I was arrested in Mandalay. Yeah, and then I was put in the interrogating camp. Yeah, and then I was in the jail. I was in the prison, and then I was arrested. Charges. I was charged in the prisons.
Mm-hmm. And how long did you spend in prison?
Totally first time 4 years and 2 months. First time 4 years and 2 months. Yeah.
And then you were released and then arrested again?
Yeah, release and then arrest again. Yeah. February 6, 7, 8, 3 days. And then March 7 and 8, 2 days. Yeah. And then November 30 to December 10, 2012. Yeah. Fourth time. Yeah. And then 2016, 6 months. Yeah.
Why did they keep releasing you and then arresting you again?
Because I still working about my underground work, political activities.
But why would they release you and then arrest you again? Why not just keep you in prison?
Yeah, because of international government pressures. Yeah, international people and government pressure. So they release me again.
And I know that you've spoken about the harsh treatment that you experienced in prison and the torture as well. As far as you're comfortable, how can you describe the conditions that you faced in prison?
Oh, yeah. Yes, I was faced 3 kinds of tortures in the prisons. Yeah, physical torture, mental torture, and chemical tortures. 3 kinds of torture I faced in the prisons.
Can you give us examples of each?
Chemical, physical torture. Yeah, they beat me, they kick me. Yeah, they punch me. Yeah, in the prisons. Yeah, it's a physical torture. Yeah, and then they did not allow me to go outside from the prison cell. Yeah, it is physical torture. Yeah, mental torture is it is the voices. I could not see the people, but I could hear the voices with my ear from the wall, from the prison cell, ceiling or floor, prison floor. Yeah, it's mental torture. Yeah, it's schizophrenia, like schizophrenia. Yeah, yeah, and the chemical torture is they make injection. They put injection into my body 3 times.
What did they inject?
I don't know that injection name.
Mm.
Yeah, I don't know that medication name, but I feel very bad feeling about that.
What was the effect of the chemicals?
After I got the injection, my body, I put down, I fall on the floor. I fall down on the floor, and I shake my body, all my body, shaking, and then I shout, I shout all the time. Yeah, about 45 minutes or 1 hour.
Oh.
And then they inject me again, and then it began, and the shaking stop, a little bit stop, gone, yeah, and then normal again.
And also during this time, I understand you were sentenced to work hard labor and you also underwent a hunger strike. Can you tell us about both of those?
Oh, no hard labor, no hard labor. But I make the hunger strike in the prisons. Yeah,
Hmm.
in the prisons. Yeah, in Yangon, in Say, in Mandalay, Obo prison, in Kandi prison. Yeah. I make the hunger strikes. Yeah,
Hmm.
in the prisons.
Hmm.
Yeah,
How long did you avoid food?
in Yangon 3 days. In Mandalay 5 days. In Mandalay to Kandi, uh, uh, I made the hunger strike in Mandalay, and 5 days. After 5 days, they transfer me to the Kandi prison. I still continue making hunger strike. Yeah, so 9 days, totally 9 days. In Mandalay 5 days, in Kandi 4 days hunger strike. So totally 9 days.
Hmm. Right. And so so Saffron Revolution is 2007, and you're in and out of prisons for the next 9 years. It's not until 2016 that you're released and leave the country. So basically, for those 9 years, you're enduring some kind of suffering in one prison or another around the country. Is that right?
Yeah. 2012 January 13 January 2012 first time, and then February 6, 7, 8 second time, and then March 7, 8 third time, and then November 30, 2012 to December 10 fourth time, and then January 9 January 19 to January 19, 2016 to July 1st, 2016. Yeah. Number fifth time. Yeah. Totally 5 times.
So after the Saffron Revolution in 2007, you're arrested 5 times in 9 years
Yeah.
and spend a lot of those 9 years in prison enduring torture.
Yeah. But the most rude, the most very rude torture was in first time in prison. Yeah. After the next arrests are not much torture.
Mhm. Going back to your role in 2004, 5, and 6, building these underground networks, looking for a spark, then being the leader of the Saffron Revolution when everyone started coming to the streets, you must have known the consequences for your actions. You must have known that you could very well be arrested, tortured, and even killed by the military if you take these risks, that these are very real dangers. So, but even knowing these dangers, even knowing these risks, you still spent all of those years and then in the Saffron Revolution playing a big role in bringing these protests to life and on the streets. And so knowing how risky and dangerous this work was, why did you decide to take this stand, even with the consequences of doing so?
Because I want to my country be a democracy country. Yeah, I wanted it. I want I want my country to be a democracy country. I want my country to be freedom, fair, equality country. Yeah, peaceful country. Yeah. So I decided to do that. Yeah. I already know that I might die. Yeah, in the prison if I'm arrested. They will kill me. They might kill me. I already know that, but I don't care. Yeah, I must do for the truth. I must do for the people. I decided like that.
So you felt ready to make any personal sacrifices or hardships to try to make an improvement in your country and society.
Yeah,
Hmm. Right. And then in 2016, I believe it was, you left Myanmar for good.
yeah. At the time, yeah, 2016, my wife, I left Burma. I left Myanmar. Yeah, because of my wife is Australian. Yeah, so she said live with her in Australia together. Uh, in Burma, not good for you, she said. Because of they arrest you again and again, they torture you again and again, they torture you again and again, arrest you again and again. It is not good. Your head is not so good yet. You have to take a rest many years, she said. So I agree with her. So I tried to, my wife tried for me to live in Australia. Yeah, after 2016. Yeah.
And even during the NLD years of the transition, where it was relatively more safe, I know the military was still in control in some regard, but even in those transition years after 2016, when the NLD was elected, you never felt safe going back even for a visit during that time?
Yeah. Even NLD elected, yeah, I never safe. Yeah, because NLD doesn't have power. Yeah, NLD elected, NLD win in the election, but NLD doesn't have power. Yeah, the power is in the military dictatorship. They hold military dictatorship hold the power all the time. So NLD doesn't have power, even they already elected. So it is not safe for me.
Hmm. And these underground monk and nun networks that you were setting up before the Saffron Revolution, were they completely destroyed after 2007, or were they able to be maintained by different leaders?
No, after 2007, after I was arrested, another leaders, Shenbagata, Shendagara, they maintain continuously, but they could not do uh, very harmonies. Yeah, because they don't have experience. I think they don't have experience a lot. Yeah, and after 2012, 2013, our organization became end because we don't have supporting.
There have been some people that have criticized the Saffron Revolution in regards to monks being involved with what they would call politics and saying that monks should not be taking to the streets and bringing these social issues and learning these political theories and engaging in nonviolent resistance and methods. The role of a Buddhist monk is to study and to meditate and follow the the Vinaya, the 227 precepts. And this is really the role of the monk, not to do these other things. How would you respond to that?
Oh yeah. Actually, the according to the teachings of Buddha, the monk should do two things, just two things: Gandha Dura and Vipassana Dura. Gandha Dura means learning the teachings of Buddha, and then Vipassana Dura means practicing the meditation. Yeah, just two things for the monks' duty. Yeah, just two duties for the monks. But also, according to the teachings of Buddha, the monks, not only the monks, for human, Buddha said, if you if you be a human, if you are a human being, you must stand on the path or right. Yeah, you shouldn't, you must not stand on the path or wrong. Yeah, it's according to the teachings of Buddha. So the monks including the brothers. The monks are involved in the brothers. It's okay because it is non-violent movement. It's according to the teachings of Buddha. So I think it is okay.
Mm-hmm. Now, in the transition years, we started to see some monks and monasteries take on another kind of political interest rather than looking towards democracy and human rights as you were doing. they were looking towards a fear of anti-Islam, anti-Rohingya, and supporting this sense that the military needed to protect Buddhism and protect the Sangha and move in this different direction. When did you start to see this different shift and movement among monks who were moving more in a right direction towards a conservative, nationalistic, anti-Islam stance? When did you start to see that take shape?
Oh, yeah. Surely, in fact, the Islamophobia is in Burma among the monk organization. Yeah, among the monks community. It is the military government intelligence. They make the Islamophobia a lot into among the monk community many years. So you remember before I told you already, we distribute the underground channel, underground magazine, and underground newspaper. Yeah, in those newspaper, channel, magazine, we already explain about Islamophobia. This is Islamophobia. This is military dictatorship weapon. A kind of his weapon. Don't believe that already. We already explained since 2005, 2006, earlier 2007 among the monk community in Burma.
When did you start to see on a ground grassroots level monks starting to promote anti-Islam and anti-Rohingya? When did you first become aware of it?
At that time, Rohingya problem was not in Burma. Rohingya problem is 2013, and starting 2013. Yeah, Islamophobia problem is long time ago in Burma. Yeah, the military government, Newen Danshui, Newen Somong Danshui, Kenyuan Danshui, they make the Islamophobia in Burma many years. Yeah.
And when did you first become aware that monks were playing a role in supporting Islamophobia?
I noticed about Islamophobia about the monks because 2001, 2002, yeah, I noticed among the monk community about the Islamophobia. Yeah, because it is the book Military Government Intelligence. We call MI military intelligence. MI members, they distribute and publish the books, Islamophobia books, among the monk community in Burma. Yeah, we saw that in 2000, 2001, 2002. Yeah, so Islamophobia books. Yeah, for example, တွင်းနဲ့ရေးတဲ့စာအမျိုးပြောင်းမှာဆိုကြောက်စရာကိုရောကရုဏာ for example like that. Yeah, those books, 3 books.
And what did you think about this?
Honestly, to be honest, I also believe that the books, that books writing, Islam, Muslim very bad. Yeah, we have to attack Muslim. Yeah, Muslim are very bad. Yeah, Islamism is very bad. Yeah, we have to attack Muslim. Yeah, I to be honest, I also talk about that like that. Yeah, and we destroy the mall. Yeah, we destroyed the mall.
The mosque.
Mosques.
You personally destroyed it?
Yeah, I also involved.
In 2001.
Yeah, in 2001. Yeah. Yeah.
And how do you feel about that now, looking back?
Now I I know about Islamophobia, so I release. I'm free from Islamophobia, so I should not do that. I think no.
So do you feel regret or sadness when you think about that action?
Uh, no, I don't regret, but I feel upset. Yeah, I feel upset, but I don't regret about that because at that time I was a young man who is knowledge. It is a little bit knowledge, not much knowledge.
Right.
So we might wrong. We might wrong in the young manhood. Yeah.
How did you change? How did you change from being a young monk who believed the military propaganda that Islam was a danger into being someone who understood Islamophobia and saw that Muslims and Rohingya have a place in Myanmar like everyone else and they should not be discriminated against? How did you change those opinions?
Yeah, 2002, I ran away from Yangon to Bukogu. Yeah, because the military intelligence trying to arrest me because I am bold, I including into the destroying the mods. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. So Bukogu and Bao, my native village, native town, Bao town.
Mhm.
Bao town and Bukogu and just 47 miles. Yeah, not so far. So I visit to my native town. So I met my father. My father asked me about uh, my activities. I answer him. I explain him. So my father explained me about Islamophobia. Yeah, he know about Islamophobia. It's not good. It is Islamophobia. It is segregation. It is he called me. He say Islamophobia, segregation. It is one thing I don't remember. Sorry. Yeah,
Mm.
one more thing. Yeah, he explained me a lot. Finally, eventually, I know about Islamophobia. Yeah.
And so then by the time the Rohingya crisis happened in 2013, what was your understanding then and what were your feelings then about what was happening in Rakhine?
Oh yeah, Rakhine State. Yeah. Rakhine State is many years already problem between Muslims and Rakhine people. Yeah. Uh, in 2013, it is not good situations in Rakhine State about uh, Muslims Buddhism. Yeah. So I wrote the open letter to Yuyuko about Islamophobia. Yeah. I explained about her, and then she published, and then the media, some medias published about that open letter. Yeah, so many people know about that. Yeah, many people said, "Oh, thank you so much. This is right. We
Mm.
should not, we should not do that." This some Buddhist people say that. Yeah.
At that time, there were not a lot of monks that were speaking out, supporting the Rohingya and the Muslims in Myanmar.
Yeah, yeah. At the time, yeah. At the time, my health also very bad problem. At that time, I was very ill. I was very ill at the time. I could not do
Mm,
a lot.
mm,
Surely, I should not. I should do the. I should preach. Sorry. I should speech to the people on the road about Islamophobia at the time. But I could not do because I was very ill, very sick at the time. So I trying to write open letter to Yuyuko from Japan. Yeah. So, but it is okay. That open letter made a lot of explanation
mhm,
about Islamophobia.
So now let's go to present day, and the military coup happened a couple years ago. What was your reaction when you saw that yet again the military had taken over the country?
At that time, nowadays, I am in Australia, so I just do a little bit activities about military coup. Yeah, yeah, because it's far from Myanmar. I am not inside Myanmar now. I am far from away from Myanmar. So I make the meeting. I support the some money to the groups. Yeah, uh, like that. Not much.
And and what was your feeling when the military did the coup? Were you surprised? What how did you feel when you learned the news?
Yeah, I don't surprise. I already know that military coup will be again, and then another one big revolution will begun in Burma again. I already know since long time ago. I already know that one day it will begin.
Mhm.
I already know that. Yeah, so I don't surprise, but I like it. I like that military coup because this is end of the military in Burma anymore. Because nowadays, the all around the Burma people uh, revolt, make the revolt to military nowadays. Yeah. So I like military coup
Mhm. You like the military coup. Why did you like it?
because it's another dictatorship
Uh-huh.
in Burma. Yeah. For another dictatorship in Burma. Yeah.
So that's very interesting because I think when the coup happened first, many people thought the military is going to control like they always control. They've never lost. They always manage to be violent and brutal enough that they can control the people. And many people thought that in this after this recent coup that the military would again crack down and control the people. But the resistance effort is stronger than it's ever been. And 2 years on, they, through CDM, through NUG, through PDF, through so many ways, they're continuing to resist the military regime. Many people have been surprised that the resistance has been so strong and successful in ways that have never happened before. Have you been surprised by this?
Yeah, I don't surprise a lot. I'm surprised, yeah, a little bit. Yeah, I'm surprised a little bit. I didn't know. I didn't think. I didn't thought. I didn't think about that. Uh, it will be uh, very very big revolution like this in Burma. But now very big revolutions in Burma nowadays. Yeah, so I'm surprised a little bit. Yeah, but not too much surprise because I already think about that. Yeah.
And how have the monks and the sangha and the nuns and the novices, how have they been involved in the last 2 years?
Yeah, nowadays, last 2 years and nowadays, some monks and nuns and novices, including in the non-violent movement in Burma until nowadays. Yes, but I I think non-violent movement is not useful for Burma anymore.
Mhm,
Yeah, yeah, we use non-violent movement many years.
mhm.
Yeah, yes, many decades. Yeah, many years. We use that methods, non-violent methods, to revolt the dictatorships in Burma, but it's not useful for Burma. Non-violent movement is not useful for Burma. So armed struggle movement is useful for Burma, I think. For Burma, yeah.
So you support the armed resistance, and as someone as a former monk and someone who worked so hard at nonviolence for so long, is it difficult for you to come to the realization that you need to support the armed resistance?
Yeah, yeah. I suppose the armed resist a little bit, yeah. Little bit nowadays, yeah. I support them. Yeah, I send money a little bit, yeah. Not much. Because I am not rich.
Mhm. And uh, is that hard for you? Is that ethically challenging for you to as a monk who lived in nonviolence for so many years? is it painful for you to support the armed resistance, or is it fairly easy?
Yeah, yeah. Non-violent movement is not useful for Burma. Why? Because the Burma military government, Burma military dictatorship is very wide dictatorship, very wide military government. So they don't respect the human right. They don't respect the human being, human rights. Yeah, they don't respect the rule and law. So they are rude, they are wild. So they don't deserve what about non-violent movement. They deserve with the armed struggle movement. Yeah.
Hmm. But knowing that the armed struggle will cause loss of life and killing on both sides, is that painful for you to accept that this is what you need to support?
Yeah, yeah. It's painful for me. Yes, exactly, exactly. It is very painful for me. I don't want to be. I don't want the Burma people to be uh, do the like that, kill each other. Yes, attack each other. I don't like it. Yeah, it's not according to the teachings of Buddha. Yeah, uh, I don't like it. But we had no choice. Yeah, we must do that nowadays. Yeah, we are not Ukraine. Yeah, we are not Ukraine. We are Burmese. Our country is Burma. Ukraine has many support countries. Yeah, many countries supporting to Ukraine. Yeah, Burma no supporting
Hmm.
countries. No country supporting Burma. Yeah, Ukraine has many weapons. Yeah, Europe countries, European Union, sent Ukraine many weapons. America sent many weapons to Ukraine. Yeah, British sent many weapons to Ukraine. Germany sent many weapons to Ukraine. But Burma, nobody sent
Yeah.
many a little bit weapon, even a little bit weapon to you to Burma people, BDF. Yeah, we buy ourselves. We do ourselves.
Mm. And some of these monks and nuns and novices who are active today since the recent coup, uh, is their activity related to the work that you did 10, 15 years ago? Are those the same networks that they're becoming involved in and they're learning and training in? Or are these new networks of new monks and nuns that are being involved?
Yeah, my members, they are well trained. But well trained is their well trained is about non-violent movement. Yeah, yeah. What they are well trained about non-violent movement. They don't non-violent movement people uh, don't like the violent. They don't like armed struggle movement. Yeah.
Mhm. So the the monks and nuns that are in the nonviolent movement today, are they connected to the network that you set up?
Yeah, yeah, I stay connect with them. Yeah, I stay connect with them. Yeah,
Mhm.
I stay connect with them. And until nowadays, yeah, they are non-violent movements. Sometimes I send them money. Yeah, but a little bit. I'm not rich.
Sure. Sure. I think that one of the observations people have pointed out is that the Saffron Revolution, I mean, by the very name, this is being led by monks, and you're having so many monks and nuns out in the street that are being involved. And since the military coup a couple years ago, you're not seeing as many monks and nuns involved. Many of them are staying in their monasteries and nunneries. Some of them are actually supporting the military regime and are speaking publicly that the military is protecting Buddhism and encouraging the people to accept their rule. Uh, do you think that this is accurate, that there are not so many monks and nuns involved today? And why do you think that is?
Yeah, yeah. It's good question. Yeah. Uh, Nowadays, some monks and nuns and novices are involved in the non-violent movements in Burma until nowadays. Yeah. Tanga Damaga, Tanga Damaga, Mandalay. Yeah. Nyancha in a Damakon yet. Tanga Damaga Yangon, Tanga Damaki Yangon. Some monk organization groups, they are making the non-violent movements, strikes, slogans, protests in Burma until nowadays. Yes. But nowadays, the Burma revolution style is changed already. It's not non-violent movement revolution style. It's an armed striker revolution style because of BDF and the other armed strikers, EAOs. Yeah, they are fighting to the military government with the guns. It's armed striker. No, so armed striker is more than non-violent movement nowadays. So monks and novices cannot involve into the armed strikers. So monks and nuns and novices are just a little bit in Burma, making the revolution in Burma. Yeah, because of different revolution style. Yeah.
That makes sense. What do you think about some of the more famous and revered monks? Of course, Siddhu Sayadaw is at the top of that. There are other monks and monastic leaders that are known very well in Myanmar, but not so much by a foreign audience. But Siddhu Sayadaw is famous both in Myanmar and around the world. And what do you think of people like him and like other monk leaders that have not supported the democracy movement and in some ways have even seemed to provide legitimacy to the military? What are your feelings on why they're doing that, and how do you feel about that?
Yeah, Siragu Siaro, I know him very well. Yeah, I met him sometime. Yeah, I meet him sometime. I know him very well. Yeah, he made mistake. Yeah, he made mistake. Yeah, a few years ago. Yeah, because money and power make him mistake. Yeah.
So do you think he supports the military regime in Minang Lang at this time?
Yes, he support to the military regimes a lot. Yeah, because it's money and power. He like power. He like money. Yeah, he doesn't like the teachings of Buddha. He doesn't like the truth.
It seems to me that no matter what happens with the revolution and how long it takes, that Burmese Buddhism is going to be changed. I don't know how it's going to be changed, but the relationship between the younger generations and traditional Buddhism and the relationship between the lay supporters and the monks, everything is changing right now in this moment of revolution. Do you agree with that? And if so, what do you think Burmese Buddhism will transition to?
Oh yeah, it will not be changed a lot about Burmese Buddhist tradition. Yeah, yeah, but why the Burmese people hold the weapon and then kill the military government, military army and police nowadays? Because they need freedom. They need fair. They need equality. They need peace. They don't have choice. They must attack to military government. They must choose the weapon nowadays. Yeah, because the non-violent movement is not useful for Burma nowadays. Yeah. Because why? Because military government is very Burmese military government. Burmese military government is very wild government, very rude government. They don't want about the non-violent. Yeah, they don't They don't shame. They don't have shame.
Are you disappointed that some of the prominent and famous monk leaders in Myanmar that they have not spoken against the military government and actually seem to be supporting them?
Oh yes, yeah. I know some monks, some leader monks. Yeah,
Yeah, does that surprise you?
yeah, monks. But many monks are stay standing with the truth in Burma. Yeah, but just a little bit few monks, just a few monks cooperate with military government, Burmese military government, yeah, because they just a few monks, they like money and power, yeah.
I realize I want to go back to one moment in the Saffron Revolution I forgot to ask about that I think has gotten a lot of attention during those days, and that's that in Yangon, the Saffron Revolution, some of the biggest moments happened in Shwedagon Pagoda and monks chanting the Metta Sutta. And I want to ask about your decision for both of these. Why did you decide to gather at Shwedagon Pagoda? And why did you decide to chant the Metta Sutta?
Because we have to marching. We have to march on the road. We have to march on the road. March on the road, and then we have to show the non-violent movement. So non-violent movement, Metta Sutta. This is very, very fit, very harmony. So I like it. So I choose that. Chant Metta Sutta with marching with chanting Metta Sutta. Because Metta, Dhamma, and peace. Yeah, we have to show, yeah, the people. We have to show the people. We have to show the military dictatorship. We have to show to the all around the world people about non-violence, about Metta, about Dhamma, about peace. Metta, Dhamma, and peace.
So that was your decision.
Yeah, I decide to chant in the Metta Sutta. Yeah.
Yeah. That's quite an interview. It's quite a life story and quite a life that you've led. And now you're here in Australia. So how is your life in Australia? And do you miss parts of Myanmar? And if so, what parts of Myanmar do you miss?
Yeah, I miss. Yeah. Yeah, honestly, I miss Myanmar.
What do you miss?
Yeah, my friend, my colleagues, yeah, my members, my family, my relatives, yeah, my country. I miss my country sometime, yeah.
Right. I hope that you can go back to a peaceful and safe and democratic Myanmar sometime in the future.
I hope so, yeah, I hope so. I will go back to Myanmar when finish the revolution. I will visit to Myanmar again.
Yeah, well, I thank you so much for taking this time to tell your story. It's really been so valuable for me to understand this myself, to bring this to listeners, to hear the story direct from your mouth of how you came to lead this underground monastic network, resulting in the Saffron Revolution and just the terrible suffering that you endured as a consequence for trying to support for democracy and human rights, the courage that took and the sacrifice. That's really something. So I really thank you for coming on to share your story. And before we go, I just want to know, you have this platform, you have a lot of people listening to your story now. Is there anything that you would like to say to address the audience that hasn't been covered in the interview?
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, thank you so much. But I have to apologize. My English skill is not so good. So
It's okay.
yeah, thank you.
I really thank you for taking the time to share your story and talk to us. And this has just been so valuable to learn. And thank you for taking this time.
Yeah, thank you. I also thank you to you. Yeah, thank you.
And can you give us one more minute of chanting the Metta Sutta?
Yeah, I will chant to the Metta Sutta now. Yada nubhawa do yakha neva datandi vidana Yami sewa nuyonzan do radindi wa matandi do Dukha dupadi dodo sa papan gainsi na patati Ewa mari kunu bedam bredan damana mahi Garania Mata Kudalina Yanda Dana Barambi Pamesa the go Uzusa Uzusa do Sosata Brunadi Mani Nando the Gosa Dubrosa Abaki Sosa Daluka Odi Nandriosa Nibagosa Abagavo Uli Duananu Guido Nasa Kura Masri against Yena when you bring up Wadeo Dukinoa Kimino Hondo Tabata Bondo Dukidada Ye Kisi Bana Buddha Titawa Tawrawa Noa Dida Tigawa Yewam Handa Mizima Lataka Nuga Tula Detawa Yewa Arita Yewa do the Wadani Awi do the Udawa Dambueti wa Tabata Bondo Dukidada Na Brobra Nigoveta Nadi Meneta Katasina Gensi Yarodana Briga Denya Nenya Menya Doka Mesia Madaya Tania Boda Maruda Ekaboda Manurake Ewan Bidava Bude to Manadambawe Abrimanam Medensa Dava Loga the Manadambawe Abrimanam Odan Adosa Didiansa Adambara Awilama the Badam They Tanzarani they know what they are no Yawada without Mido E Dandre Arete and Mamedan we had a Midama They Tanza Nubagama Dilawa Dadrina Damano Kami the Winia Kidan Nahisado Gavadia Munaredi Adu Adu Adu
I'll be honest, not only is asking for donations my least favorite thing in the world to do, I find it pretty uncomfortable as well. Yet, it is an unavoidable but necessary task in order to ensure that our platform can continue to bring you stories from post-coup Myanmar. And unfortunately, the truth of the matter is that there is a basic minimum cost to keep our engine humming. So please allow me to take a moment for that least favorite and uncomfortable thing to do and ask sincerely for your generosity in supporting our mission. If you found value in today's show and think others might as well, we ask that you take a moment to consider supporting our work. Thank you for taking the time to hear our spiel. And with that, it's off to work on the next episode. If you would like to join in our mission to support those in Myanmar who are being impacted by the military coup, we welcome your contribution in any form, currency, or transfer method. Your donation will go on to support a wide range of humanitarian and media missions, aiding those local communities who need it most. Donations are directed to such causes as the Civil Disobedience Movement, CDM, families of deceased victims, internally displaced person IDP camps, food for impoverished communities, military defection campaigns, undercover journalists, refugee camps, monasteries and nunneries, education initiatives, the purchasing of protective equipment and medical supplies, COVID relief, and more. We also make sure that our donation fund supports a diverse range of religious and ethnic groups across the country. We invite you to visit our website to learn more about past projects as well as upcoming needs. You can give a general donation or earmark your contribution to a specific activity or project you would like to support, perhaps even something you heard about in this very episode. All of this humanitarian work is carried out by our nonprofit mission, Better Burma. Any donation you give on our Insight Myanmar website is directed towards this fund. Alternatively, you can also visit the Better Burma website, betterburma.org, and donate directly there. In either case, your donation goes to the same cause, and both websites accept credit card. You can also give via PayPal by going to paypal.me/betterburma. Additionally, we can take donations through Patreon, Venmo, GoFundMe, and Cash App. Simply search Better Burma on each platform and you'll find our account. You can also visit either website for specific links to these respective accounts or email us at info@betterburma.org. That's Better Burma, one word, spelled BETTERBURMA.org. If you would like to give in another way, please contact us. We also invite you to check out our range of handicrafts that are sourced from vulnerable artisan communities across Myanmar, available at alokacrafts.com. Any purchase will not only support these artisan communities, but also our nonprofit's wider mission. That's Aloka Crafts, spelled ALOKACRAFTS, one word, alokacrafts.com. Thank you so much for your kind consideration and support.